I make it out the hood and that's a covenant.
Peace, peace. Welcome to another episode of the UrbanX podcast.
Yeah, we know we had some technical difficulties.
It wouldn't be us if we didn't have technical difficulties.
You already know. But what we're going to do is we're going to play the intro, and the outro.
Okay, bet.
So for those who like to get hyped up to the song,
bet. We'll do that.
You know what I'm saying? We'll end out.
Just for y'all.
Because I know how the song kind of sets the mood for what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, because we're trying to get, you might notice the aesthetics. We got some new toys.
You know what I'm saying?
And we're the most untechy people alive. I blame that on you.
No, you know what's crazy? My pops swears. Like, he swears he can just learn anything, go on YouTube for a couple hours, and he watches, like, all the wrong videos. He don't even watch the right ones. He watches the wrong ones.
No.
Don't know what to type in when he's, don't know how to do something, and then he goes, I don't know how to do this. And then he'll call somebody, and then don't explain what the problem is right to them either, so everybody's messed up. And then, I blame him.
No, don't blame me.
I blame him.
There's always a 12-year-old kid on YouTube somewhere.
That's the problem.
Who can help.
That's the problem.
All right? I like to get involved with the children.
No.
Right?
Thank you for the donation, Warren.
Oh, okay. We donating already? Oh,
yeah,
man.
Thank you.
Oh, man. Thank you. So again, we got some new toys, and we upgraded some things.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we kind of got out the gate a little slow, but and we took a week off, so we're a little rusty.
Facts.
It seems like 2 weeks. It seems like 3 weeks. It really does.
Yo,
when you haven't engaged this audience in that long of a period of time,
yeah, man,
it definitely.
We missed y'all.
Facts.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody else on time. The Bears just scored a touchdown on your Cowboys. It's about to be a long one.
Honey iced tea. Oh boy, Cowboys are dead.
Papa D, boy, y'all get to it. No, we got to introduce the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How was your week? We're not rushing. How was your week?
Week was good.
Right.
Thanksgiving was great.
How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was crazy. Family came over who I hadn't seen all year.
Right.
It was the one time, and we played this game, Cards of Humanity. I don't know if you got Cards Against Humanity. Yeah. Thank you for the donation. I don't know if you played this game.
34.
This is the most ratchet game ever.
Yeah, it is.
And the most ratchet answers. And so we really get engaged, and that was dope. And we also had some shots called Fireball.
Yeah, those are gross.
Those are good. If you had the candy, the Fireball candies, little red candy balls as a kid, these taste like that. And of course, we had beans, greens, tomatoes, potatoes, you name it. So that was great. Me and wifey went to go see Queen and Slim. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about
that. And I'm pretty sure you went to go see it as well.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of get into that.
We'll talk about it.
And other than that, man, I got some great news I can't share, but the most amazing news that I've heard in a long time. But when the time is right, I'll share it with you guys. Other than that, my week was great.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah. Well, I'm always keeping something in my pocket, baby.
All right.
Keeping something in my pocket.
Well, let's get to it. We have a new board. I don't know what button is which.
Okay, let me give you a quick lesson.
Go ahead.
That's flex bomb.
That's the bomb. Okay.
That's our crowd clap.
Okay.
And that's our station identification.
We have more buttons. What are we gonna?
We haven't got there yet.
People in the chat, y'all have to tell us what are the sound effects we need to add.
Yeah, like if I tell one of my corny jumps, they have.
We should, and we need a boo.
Okay, we can get a boo.
We need a boo as well.
Okay, we can, if the crowd want to boo me, that's fine.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
So, big news of the week: Kamala Harris dropped out of the presidential election.
Yes, I heard about that. Lack of funding.
Well, it was lack of funding. So when she first got into the race, she had a lot of billionaire donors that were backing her. But once she started losing in the polls a little bit, all of them started backing out. And then it's funny to see everybody cape for her, saying like she's a grassroots type of woman, when like they totally disregarding all the funding she had coming out the gate.
Yes. But also, I have a couple of highlights of Kamala.
Okay.
Because I'm not a politician.
Okay.
I know she stopped and got a pork chop somewhere.
Oh.
And that was a photo op. That was equivalent to Hillary Clinton with hot sauce.
Yes, exactly.
And she also said she listens to Cardi B. So those were the two.
And she said Wakanda forever. On a real like video. She was talking about like real African American issues.
And she said Wakanda forever.
I promise you she did, yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna force you to lose the
yes.
race.
And then
because it's caping for low vibration black people.
So, and you know what the thing was too? It was the discussion when she initially dropped. The whole discussion turned to it's black men's fault for not supporting her, and black men's fault for criticizing, holding her to a higher standard than her white peers. And that was, bro, when I say the argument lasted like 3 days.
Now I've been hearing this on Twitter a little bit, on Black Twitter, yes?
Yeah.
Where now it's we don't support black women.
Yeah.
And black men need to get out. And that's the guilt trip that they're trying to...
If you understood the percentage of black men who have voted for her, and the percentage of black men, even if all of us did vote for her...
She still couldn't win.
She still cannot win.
Yes. That's us not understanding basic mathematics.
That too. And then another thing, I think now with social media, and we went through 2 presidencies with Obama, where a lot of people in retrospect feel like we kind of just gave away our vote to him.
Because he was black.
Because he was black, and he didn't give us, African Americans, any real tangible things to work with.
Absolutely. He looked out for gay people, and he looked out for everybody else, and we seem to be the last ones to receive anything.
And Kamala Harris's plan, she was big on the LGBTQ community, and big on immigrants with the dreamers.
Right, the dreamers.
And then black people, she's dancing.
Did she cape for ADOS?
No, she did not.
So
she's technically not ADOS.
Oh, so
she's like Indian.
See,
and
when
Jamaican,
you say,
like that.
I'd rather say ADOS. When you say ADOS, it sounds like a disease.
It does.
Like, yo, damn, son, you got ADOS? It's fucked up, son. Like, how long you had that shit, son? Like, can you get rid of that shit? You know what I'm saying? And you see them commercials. If you have ADOS, call us. You know what I mean? That's what that shit sound like. So, you know, they need to work on that a little bit.
Somebody said that's Asian strong, black women don't like her. You know what's crazy? There's a totally different world on Twitter. Like, if you were to go by Twitter, you would think like black men and black women are everywhere fighting. Nobody gets along. There's no black marriages, no successful black marriages, nothing. You know what I mean? Like, and on Twitter, and then in the real world, it's not like that.
Absolutely.
So,
shout out Isaiah Bryant. The actual book signing is going to be at 4:00 from 4 to 10.
Oh, January 19th. Be there.
Yeah, so if you're setting up your flight to get up out of there,
be there.
Yeah, we will call you. You know, I got your number here. So we will, just in case you can pop in for a minute and pop out. Or if your flight leaving early and there's nothing you can do about it, let us know. Shit, you can hang out with us the day before or something. You know, no big deal. We'll make an arrangement for you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, appreciate that donation.
So anything else on Kamala?
Oh no. Again, so now the race is thinning. Yes.
Yeah.
Bloomberg just spent $50 million. Yes.
Yes.
To put himself in position.
He's going.
That's nothing for him.
He might win that.
Well, I mean, they have to have a viable. Candidate.
Yeah. My thing is, Bloomberg. So if Bloomberg wins, then the narrative will flip to, well, American politics is only about money. It's only about how much money you have. It's no more real grassroots, because now
it's never been about anything but money.
This is true, but before it was the government's job to kind of hide that or make it believe.
But we're in the age of information now, so things that were held like the veil over people's eyes is now like blatantly clear, even if you just paying attention.
Okay, we're from New York, and you remember Bloomberg as the mayor.
Yes.
Knowing his record as the mayor and what he's done, some of the policies he's implemented, would you rather him be president or Trump?
Trump, because the unemployment rate is down to 2% for America, the lowest it's been since 1969. Yeah.
I don't know if I like these claps.
Well, it's kind of an abrupt clap. I got to work on a fade. Yeah. This is the first show with the new equipment.
That's nasty.
But because the clap is kind of like nervous. It's like,
it's like, should we clap? Maybe.
I don't really know. No. I'm trolling at the moment. But none of that stuff matters. You know my disposition on that. None of that stuff really matters. Black people are on a different course in reality here. We live in an alternate universe. We always have and we always will.
I chalked it up to like, when people say like, I like to know if somebody's racist rather than them being able to hide that from me.
Yes.
Trump, we know what Trump is about. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He's not political. He's not politically correct.
He's a businessman.
He's a businessman. Bloomberg is he's 17 times richer than Trump.
Yes.
And he's he has a real political background.
Right, so he knows how to hide things politically.
Facts,
or to generate things.
Yeah.
So he's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, so I think we should be more wary of that.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with that because of, again, his policies. He did try a few things. He did try to get you guys to stop being fat in New York. You know what I mean? Give him nervous clap. Like he was like, I'm trying to help you niggas. And you niggas we got offended by that shit.
Yeah, he was like, no more 5 liters?
He was like, no more 5-liter sodas. Niggas went out to get 5 liters just to piss him off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas went to 7-Eleven and got the triple Slurpee joints and was like, I'm not going to have him tell me I shouldn't have diabetes. And, but he did do the stop and search.
The stop and frisk.
Stop and frisk, which he tried to apologize later for.
He has the, it's called the broken glass policing. That's trying to, you're trying to stop things before they happen.
Oh, so minority report.
Yeah, like based on crime in the area, he policed areas way harder. Obviously, areas.
Those were areas that we were in.
Right. So it was a lot of things he did wrong. It was a lot. And then wasn't he the mayor? Who was the mayor? No, that was Giuliani.
Papa D, thank you so much. Oh, Giuliani was the worst.
Yeah, Giuliani was wild.
Yeah, he clearly was. And you see him running with Trump now, so we know what that's really all about.
Wrong one.
Yeah.
Can't believe you clapped today.
No, I wasn't.
No. Yeah, that happened.
I was trying to find this.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, this news came out, very disturbing. George Zimmerman is suing the family of Trayvon Martin for $100 million.
Yeah, that's a little crazy. Give me your take on that.
First of all,
this is a sick man.
This
is a very sick man.
It's literally like he's literally asking us
to kill him.
Yeah, like, why am I still here? I think, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think like the guilt of actually killing Trayvon Martin is really bugging with him. It's really like
could be
eating him, and he's trying everything and anything. Like, yo, what are y'all gonna do? I had the gun I killed Trayvon. I put it up for auction. I started autographing Skittles bags.
Right, in public. Absolutely.
Now I'm suing the family for $100 million because I don't even know what it was because
defamation.
Defamation. He's receiving death threats. His quality of life is down.
Yeah. He reminds me of Donald Trump in the sense, I don't think Trump was trying to win the election.
That's a fact. Yeah,
I think he was just out there trolling.
That's a fact.
Trying to enhance his brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, I'm gonna say this, and I know by this point I'm gonna be out of the election, but my voters will be up. And then he kept winning and shit. You know what I mean? And winning. And South Park did a dope episode on that where he just kept saying, dudes, I'm trying to lose. And they said, no, we like the honesty. And so and again, Zimmerman is sick, right? But I always say, what does Zimmerman represent? He represents the worst part of America for us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Black people. He gunned down an innocent. That's what everything, the whole narrative of us being here is about. And then he got off, right? Mm-hmm. So when I see gangbangers or those repping or talking, and I'm saying the very symbol, it is a symbol of oppression for us. It's got to be George Zimmerman as of late. Don't get me wrong. There's bigger pictures, but that was it in a snapshot. Young black man walking home by himself, being in a neighborhood he wasn't supposed to be in, Skittles and an iced tea or whatever the case may be, right? Mm-hmm. Hoodie, because that's our hip-hop flavor. And he was gunned down and then in a court of law was let off. Yeah. Is that not what Queen Slim, is the basis of that story too? And I'll get into that in a minute. Okay. So he represents so much, and then America watched this. White people on one side, really, black people on the other. It galvanized people into activism.
That was a spark.
That was the spark
of the whole Black Lives Matter, the internet activism
thing.
Right,
a lot spawned from that.
Yeah, yes. A lot. Facts.
So, but he's still walking on. We can't even, and I'm not advocating violence because that would get us off the air.
Yeah, it would.
So I'm not advocating violence. But we can't even stomp out the symbol of oppression. He in clubs, chilling, signing Skittle bags, auctioning off. Like, I dare you, like he's walking around with no fear. And, when you take the temperature, and this is just me, of black people, these are one of the things that white America and the elite use to take the temperature. Right? Mm-hmm. Like the cop got killed by the white girl. We hugged her. His own family. They just gave him an award for that shit.
His brother.
Right. So his brother.
Both from Jane.
Went and hugged. That's how they take the temperature of black people. Now, there are other black people who would say, we would never do that. When I say take the temperature, I mean the total temperature. You see who's caping for, okay, we still got submissive white black people out there who feel Christianity supersedes their nationality, and then you have, angry black folks over here, but not angry enough to kill out and stomp out the hope. You know what I mean? So for white people, when they see Zimmerman walking around,
and somebody say he's not even white, he's not.
Yeah, he's not white, but the system was white. Let's use that. They used that whole stand your ground law, which was put in place to protect white people in Florida, and he was basically guarding a white neighborhood, so they caped for him. So technically, you're right, he wasn't white, but that is a symbol that you niggas ain't ready. That's all I gotta really say about that. And I don't want to hear, but if I step on a black dude's shoe in a party, and I don't say excuse me the right way he liked it, I said, excuse me, it could be a problem. If I look at somebody wrong who looks just like me,
Facts.
That's an easy death. You know what I mean? They'll just body you for that. But Zimmerman and everything he stands for is still running around, and now he's pouring salt.
Yeah, he's calling it's like defamation, malicious prosecution, like he didn't kill somebody.
Right.
And then his lawyer, the lawyer's name is Boca Roten.
Mm-hmm. I don't really think they're gonna win, do they?
No, hell no. This is all publicity. It's all like trolling.
And then this is another aspect I want to add. When he was getting the attention,
his lawyer's name is Larry Klayman, by the way, and then who also wrote a book. Who also said that these allegations, this lawsuit is based off allegations because they said that one of the star witnesses of the Trayvon Martin case was fake, and then there's actually a book called The Trayvon Hoax: Unmasking the Witness Fraud That Divided America. So they're using that book to base off what their lawsuit is as well.
Okay. And also, as Chuck D said, attention is the new form of currency, right? So when he was in the limelight, he really ate off that. He fed off that, sort of like Alpo, yes? Mm. But now that nobody's talking about Zimmerman, right? Yeah. he needs a charge. So now he needs to put himself back out so people can hate him again. So that's an etherical charge he's receiving. And then he'll get his charge for about 2 weeks. And then he'll be good.
Then look at them, $100 million. His parents don't have $100 million.
Absolutely. Nobody, really.
Yeah, 100.
So that's all to, again, put him back in because he understands how these algorithms work, right? So put his name back on the timeline, and he feed off that anger, because some people feed off of hate. Yeah. Hate makes some people stronger. And it appears that that's one of the things that has made him stronger. And until he, like you driving down the street and he gets hit by a car accidentally. Accidentally, because these things happen.
Struck by a bolt of lightning.
Struck by bullets. But that weren't meant for him.
Right.
Like you just was celebrating and, a 4th of July. I don't know. Let's just kind of see where this goes. But this is bad for the Trayvon Martin family. Again, it's sort of like, again, what Alpo did. Mm-hmm. He's making you relive this shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think the family, I hope they are prepared to deal with that. Yes?
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, the movie that came out that everybody was hyped to see, except for Malcom.
Yeah.
Queen and Slim came out over the weekend. And
let's clap that up. Black woman, womanish, pulls out this movie, directs it.
Yeah.
Right? All right, now go ahead.
Go ahead. Give me.
No.
But no, first of all, I think the movie's only been out 7 days, that we should give some people some time to see it.
This is a black movie, and in Twitter, Instagram years, that shit is like 6 months.
This is true.
A week is like 6 months. If you ain't get your little $9 together and go see it, or you didn't get your Fire Stick hack and see the bootleg where at least people are running around, then that's on you. I mean, it is what it is. Some people done did full breakdowns of this movie already.
Yeah, this is true. I watched a lot of them.
Okay, yeah. So,
So, first of all, I am tired of movies. I'm tired of anybody profiting off of black trauma.
Okay. Is that a buzzword now? Black porn trauma?
Black trauma porn. Yeah, like it is, because like a lot of I even saw another movie on the timeline this week, and it's Ice-T is in it. And
that's crazy.
And it's a whole bunch of cops just killing dudes, beating dudes up, guys fighting back, and gang members.
That's crazy.
And I think it's just like in music, when I say like when people sample a popular song, it's gonna get hit.
It's an easy.
You know what I'm saying?
Easy hit.
I feel the same way about movies like this. You know what I'm saying? So like the cop scene, even in the trailer, right? When we saw him dealing with the cop, everybody black, their chest got tight, because you understand what that, you know what I'm saying? Yes. You understand that fear. Yes. You know what I'm saying? It's exactly why everybody knew to the exact minute of what they couldn't watch past and when they see us.
Yes, absolutely.
Because everybody had the exact same feeling of,
Yes.
That's why slave movies always are Oscar baited. That's why they always do well.
Yes.
Because they understand what it takes. Like, they understand what feelings to manipulate in black people.
Preach,
for us to
Malcom.
feel
You hot right now.
a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But they understand what feelings in black people to manipulate for it to be successful. I think Queen and Slim is nothing different.
Okay.
So, if you watch Tariq Nasheed, because he was raising up points, like I never even thought about both of the actors are not ADOS.
Yeah, both of them don't have the ADOS disease.
Or the ADOS disease. You know what I'm saying? So they can't really identify. And I really begin to think about like why a lot of these movies that are, about the African American experience don't have African Americans in them.
Okay.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I think that's something more metaphysical.
Okay.
That's dealing with
but
how do you channel the right energy? Because this is something he couldn't possibly have experienced on its own. I mean, but maybe as an actor, because acting is
this is true.
Shape shifting into But go ahead.
Okay, but
I understand that.
Give me your thoughts on it.
I have quite a few thoughts. I left out of the theater feeling one way because they die. Well, you know, some things happen at the end of the movie.
Spoiler alert! God damn.
The music and all of that. Here's the thing. I think it was in retrospect, because, you know, I go through my head movies at about 3 a.m. when that melanin is kicking in. And I felt it was a bad attempt to make a great movie. And what I mean by that is this. It's like you got all the right ingredients to make macaroni and cheese, right? But your shit either come out soupy or wrong because you overcooked it or undercooked it. I think in retrospect, this movie was undercooked in some portions and overcooked in other portions. Okay. Right? Now, the soundtrack was low-hanging fruit. Meaning, if I put a movie out and I play Al Green and I play dope hip-hop songs and you see, you know, people riding down and you in the theater and the acoustics is dope, you're going to give the soundtrack a 2 thumbs up. Right? So that's the easy part of the movie. I thought cinematically, the way it was filmed and shot was dope. Okay. You know, the colors. Okay. I thought were blending in nice. The storyline was a little weird. Okay. Not these cop get stopped. That's, again, low-hanging fruit. Cops stop us. And this was an overly aggressive. You know, to me, that was extreme. I thought they could have played it out where, you know, something happened which brought about the shooting a little bit more than just pulling your gun out, you know. So
there's a book by Malcolm Gladwell, and it's called Talking to Strangers. And in the book, he talks about those subtle nuances that you might not catch from me or I might not catch from you that causes these disagreements. Okay. I felt that lacked that completely.
Right. I thought this was, can you hurry up? Like, who tells a police officer, can you hurry up? I'm out. Because I'm cold. Like, that's not something you say to a police officer on the side of a road. I thought the black woman, what was her name? We call her queen, right?
Yeah.
I thought she was typical, popping her neck against a thought. I don't give a fuck, this and that. You shouldn't be doing that. Which, you know.
Was she a lawyer?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck if she was a lawyer or not.
I'm just saying that probably might be the reason why she
maybe she felt her rights, but since when being a black anything has given you rights on the side of a road? This is what I mean by context, right? So I thought that was a little weird, you know what I mean? And then, you know, him and the cop gets into a scuffle. The cop shoots the woman, and as the black man, it is your duty to protect the black woman.
So what would you... Facts.
These are the pluses.
Yeah. So if that was to happen to you, what would you do? I hate the way that just cuts off like that.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
So, like, okay. So
in production.
UNT, cop stop y'all, cop shoots her, y'all get in the scuff, you kill a cop. Are you out or are you staying?
Well, here's the thing. First of all, if the cop shoots my wife, that shit just happens because I need her insurance money. The movie would be over in 7 seconds. You know, and then they'd be like, we want to have the husband say a few words. God is good, ain't he? No, but serious. Well, me and my wife been together 25 years. So if we hit the road, then, you know, our legacy is built in place. We just gonna air that out. You know what I mean? But for movie sake purposes, I thought that triggered and got everybody at the edge of their seat early. Mm-hmm. So it moved your emotions. Now they're on the run. She's bleeding, you know, and she don't even wrap that shit up. Now, the black woman is the strongest woman I know, but goddamn, right? Their relationship at the beginning was a little, you know what I'm saying, shaky due to lack of trust, which I felt was due to lack of trust between the black man and the black woman. You know what I mean? Okay. So and it wasn't until, to me, when she cut her hair, that she was being vulnerable and revealed who she really was. Okay. That was just how I picked it up. He put on that velour Moorish color. So the Moorish color. So we were dealing with royalty in that sense. And you don't see two black people, two highly melanated individuals getting it on scene. So Bobby Hemmond has always taught us America and white producers stay away from that because the energy is too strong for non-melanated people to truly process. Side note, the director of the movie did this movie without, there's something called like a pre-director's cut.
Test screenings. So that Europeans in particular couldn't take out what they didn't think, because that scene would definitely not made it in the movie. So, looking at I'm still dealing with what I felt was the good parts of the macaroni and cheese. Okay. You know what I mean? In that sense, that, so the chemistry developed over the course of the movie. The way they, did the vocals without them speaking, which means that was almost, even though it wasn't telepathic, it came across as unsaid telepathic, and she began to trust him. You know what I mean? As they began to move ahead on this journey, they run into a few people. It was weird. They take the guy to the hospital. Oh yeah. That really had no bearing on anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he was a stereotype, like a mug.
That was, but I think they did that to add, comedy, have a comedy moment, so that the movie can move your emotions up and down. You know what I mean? So pain and suffering, then intrigue by their relationship, then a moment of comedy, and then they have to have these white people placed in the movie strategically to be the white hero. First, it was the original cop. He gave them a lift to the gas station, even though he might not have been white per se.
I think he was,
but he was doing a good deed.
And I didn't from what I understand, everybody except that white cop at the beginning that he killed was good to them. Right.
So we this is something else that's subliminally in your mind as the movie goes along. They throw him in the trunk, okay, whatever, and then they still in his car, which is weird. The relationship with the kid was weird. The kid who was inspired by them, because obviously this went viral, and now this kid decides to shoot a cop in the face, a black cop at that, and then like they were given a march for these people who weren't even from their town. Yeah. Like, what was this march about? So that was them trying to give you a Black Lives Matter moment, but let them go. Nigga, they on the run. What do you mean? They're not even caught. So that was kind of weird to me. You know what I mean? Let them go. Let them go where? They already running. So because they wanted to create that Black Lives Matter moment, and then the black cop lifts up his ass, even as Tariq Nasheed said, and he was identifying like, I am just like you. This is a job, and what I thought it also represents is that we do have brothers, in tough situations who really believe that they can become a part of law enforcement and change it, but he still identified, I'm just like you, I'm not here to hurt you, but you have to move on, young man. And the young man shoots him in the face. Not one of the white officers. He shoots him in the face, which was weird. So I don't want to drag on and belittle too much.
And you're telling the movie. See, people, why are you telling the movie?
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, in a nutshell.
Why was it a bad attempt at making a good movie?
Because I felt all of those things that they try to implant into your mind with good white people, the sellout black dude at the end who went for the cash, the stereotypical aspects of it, and that at the end, of course you get emotional at the end when you see any two people meet their demise, but I just felt that they could have really been more cohesive in telling that story. Like the energy between, if Bill Street could talk, like the energy between them two was immediate. As soon as the cameras panned down, the soundtrack was amazing. It was an immediate connection between two young people, I felt. This one took a while to develop, with him acting a little funny. And I wasn't sure, was there some trans...
apparently there was, yes.
Okay. So I wasn't. First, I thought she was. I'm just keeping it a buck, right? Until I realized she wasn't. But I know there was some people in that other room with my man. What's his name?
I know who you're talking about.
The black actor, the one who always played these kind of roles. Him. So it was a lot of subliminal things going on in that movie, and I just thought it was a failed attempt to make the macaroni just right.
Yeah, so with that being said, no more black trauma movies. I'm tired of them. No more slave movies. No more black people getting killed by cops.
So where we supposed to go with this as black people?
Make movies about black vampires, something. Like, why we can't have other
in
stories?
Space. Black people on other planets. Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to... fake clap, because we got to work on the clap. Fake clap, fake clap.
But we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back.
Yes.
After we pay some bills. You know how that
Pay
goes.
some bills.
So I want to ask you a question. Is there a roadmap to success? I'll stop you right there. The answer is no. And that's okay. Because everybody has their own path and their own journey that they need to go on. To paraphrase one of my favorite quotes by B.J. Neblett, we are the sum of our total experiences. And those experiences, be they positive or negative, ultimately shape us into who we are. To add to that as well, I feel like those experiences ultimately shape what we want out of life and our definition of success and excellence. This is Malcolm X Bowser, the author of the new book, Urban Excellence, Unveiling Extraordinary Stories by Everyday People. What this book shows you is 11 amazing stories of 11 different people who all have the same goal in life, and that's to reach success and excellence, but they go about it in different ways. And we're back.
And we are back. So as you know, it's time to get ready for this event.
Yeah, man, I'm hyped. I'm excited. So January 19th is the book signing. The book actually drops on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and everything on January 21st.
Right,
2020.
Okay.
So, and for the people who've been pre-ordering, they've been getting their shirts.
Yeah, they've been getting their shirts. Send in some of them. You've been getting those pictures?
I haven't been getting pictures, but I've been getting emails of people enjoying that said that they love them shirts.
Okay. So
I've been getting pictures though.
Send us some photos of you in those.
So like I said, if you pre-order on Amazon, you can screenshot your receipt to UrbanX.NYC at gmail.com.
Yes.
You'll get a code for a free shirt.
Yes.
Or you have to pay shipping.
Yes.
And you'll have your shirt and you'll be right.
Yes, that's what
we're talking. Or if you're in the area.
Oh, definitely. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. Come down from Boston because it ain't no work the next day.
That's a fact. This is MLK weekend.
MLK weekend. As a matter of fact, the first 100 people that come from out of town can stay in my living room. No, I'm lying.
That's a bad clap.
We will work on it.
That's don't touch it no more.
Yeah, no more for the claps.
Don't touch it no more.
No, but what I'm saying is, this is gonna be a major event. We're doing the podcast live.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So that's gonna be dope.
Come see us. Come kick it with us.
Come see us. We're gonna have the bar.
Yeah.
Rocking.
All that.
Hors d'oeuvres. Rocking hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres.
If you like hors d'oeuvres. And we're gonna have merch. We definitely gonna have merch. So all that's gonna be popping. Again, this is the young man who we wanna bring the village out and have the village support him and send him off the right way. So the first event is always the most important. Mm-hmm. Like when I do book signings, these be events with the family and the friends because you need that support. And then you go off and you do other things. And you guys are now a part of the village.
Facts, man. We appreciate you guys. We got to, you got to come through.
Yeah, come on through. We're going to beat you in the head between now and then anyway.
This is a fact.
So you might as well go, God damn, will they stop it already?
This is a fact.
And just come on through.
Come through, have fun.
Come through and have fun.
So some new music came out this week.
Ooh.
Some dope music came out this week.
Okay, dope music.
So first and foremost, a new album, 1130 by Black Cool.
Black Cool. Yeah, that's my team.
Yeah.
That's the ones who did the soundtrack.
Yeah, for the people who don't know, that is the group who does our intro music.
Yes, Black Cool.
It's on Apple. It's on Apple Music. Yeah, it's on Apple Music.
It's on Apple Music. Clap that up.
I'm gonna put the description. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Actually,
put the link in the chat.
Griselda put out an album.
Griselda put out an album.
Shout out to
clap that up.
Yeah, Benny the Butcher, Westside Gun, Conway the Machine, nasty,
filthy.
Yeah, if you
A.A. Rashid is on that album.
He is on that album. Yeah,
to show you
he is on that album. Yeah,
you know the cross connection. A.A. Rashid is dropping a few words of wisdom on that album. I'm gonna drop a bomb to that.
He is on that album. This is true.
Yes.
The Game put out an album.
I heard there's some heat on that.
It is very good.
I heard there's some heat.
It is.
I've never had a problem with Game's ability to rap at all.
He's just corny.
No, don't say that. He's 6'6", and when he sees
he's all the way in Compton. He's not coming over here.
Dude, your audience is bigger than you think it is. And when you go to your book signing in L.A., and they're going to be like, it's a scuffle at the door. Oh, get in here. And then he going to want to see you, and you got to be prepared. Like, I'm beefing with 50 right now. Me and 50 beefing on the streets.
Yeah.
It's a one-way beef, but it's on the street. So whenever I'm in the streets.
He was on the Griselda album, too.
Oh, okay. I'm looking for 50. Okay.
Yeah, it like the Griselda album, like, if you just appreciate just old school gangster music.
Old school gangster.
Real just dusty beats.
And scenarios and stories about how I'm getting my cake up. Okay. Yeah. But you can keep that in context, yes?
Obviously.
You're wise enough. No. We have to say this because, you know, there are people who think that's
I don't know. If I listen to that and I watch Power and I listen to Pusha T, I might be out here.
Yeah, you might be out here like really getting.
Like really.
Yeah.
Acting paranoid and everything.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And Fabulous has a new album out too.
Trash.
A new trash. Okay, you're just gonna shit on Fabulous like that.
Trash.
All right. Anybody else out there heard the Fabulous?
An absolute
shootout
frisbee.
Summer Shootout 3 or something?
Absolute frisbee.
He said it's an absolute frisbee.
Yeah, it is garbage. And then what was I about to say? So him, Casanova, and you remember Shiggy? He did the For Your Love challenge.
The dance.
He did the dance. Yes. So he did that dance, like he just did it and it wound up blowing up and it wound up taking on a life of its own.
Yes,
Drake
and it helped Drake's album. That helped that song tremendously.
It did.
If memory serves me correct.
Yes, it did. He took him on tour. He put him in his video actually as well.
Yes.
So apparently Fab called Shiggy up because he said, "Yo, do a Choosy challenge for me."
That Choosy song is hot.
That's probably the best thing.
Okay, that's got some heat to it. Yeah.
But Shiggy, he said something like basically like, "All right, so what's the budget? Like, I need to get money for that." And it's a video of him, Fab, and Casanova like chastising Shiggy for wanting to get paid for making a challenge because they're saying like, "Yo, like we your man, you're supposed to do that off the strength, and then you the type of dude we letting our section to drink for free, and you gonna act like this." Really just sunning him.
Wow.
But the difference is, so in my opinion, the difference is, Drake didn't ask Shiggy to do that.
Right, what's his name? I don't want to keep fucking his name up. Shiggy did this on his own.
And it wound up blowing up. And then I guess to show appreciation, Drake.
So it was organic.
Yes,
it was an organic thing.
Fab, you're trying to
manufacture.
Yeah, you're trying to manufacture. The same thing Drake had over and that's more proof that his album is trash.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna argue with that.
It's garbage.
And when you think about Casanova and Fab, those are not two guys you really want to argue with, in a club.
It's true.
So Casanova looked like he has major problems.
I saw him on my block one night.
He always looked like I don't. So he looked like he got problems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the difference. If something happens organically, there's an opportunity for it to, have a nice little flow to it. A lot of things are manufactured, and he got called on this one. So maybe, like you said, maybe he realized the album is not going to be as hot as he thought it was going to be. And so I haven't listened to any of these albums you spoke of yet. I listened to, A.A. Rashid, 'cause that's the God, and one or two of those gangster songs. But I've been hearing good things about Game.
His album's it's
and I know
long.
Black Cool is my dudes.
Yeah.
So they're going to get the love, you know what I'm saying? So
check that. That's called 1130. It's dope.
1130, okay.
Dope.
All right. Is this their first album?
Yes, their first, complete studio album. Yes.
Oh, that's tough.
Yes.
That's tough.
Yeah, so
okay, all right.
We
Shout out.
Yeah, we shout them out. We showed them love.
Yeah. And when they get a video, we should.
We're going to play it. Hell yeah.
We're going to play that. Yeah,
Hell
we're going to play that. Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
So me and you had this discussion real early in the week because apparently, I don't know if he's still games manager, but he's Blueface's manager, Whack 100. Somebody asked him if he thought Nipsey Hussle was a legend, and he said no. And based off sales and impact, like why he was alive, he said, I don't think he's a legend. Okay. So that brought about a larger conversation on what is a legend. What do you consider a legend?
Yeah, and I'm not, and I want to say this from the beginning. I'm not saying Nipsey Hussle is not a legend. I wanted to just know and get a clear definition on what a legend is. Just because, some guys been rapping 20 years. That don't necessarily make them legendary.
That's right.
Legendary should be something you do that stands the test of time.
So we have this thing in our culture, especially our culture, is once you're a martyr, you're a legend.
Yeah, that's kind of like that to me, that fast tracks your legendary status.
Yeah.
So you could be here because, again, I'm just speaking for me. I knew of Nipsey Hussle. I was never enamored by him felt he was legendary while he was here.
Because you said, okay, so we had this discussion, and then the name you came up, you said Big Pun, is he a legend? I said based on the standards, if we're going by, I guess, album sales and actual impact, technically, no. In the Bronx, he's a legend.
Right. So, again...
And then in some hip-hop periods, but in L.A., they probably feel like Nipsey's a legend.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, all of these things have to be taken into context. In the Bronx, Big Pun put in that work, and we could get a snapshot of Big Pun and say, had he been here, he would have took out a lot of dudes, right? Just by, if you want to know about the unknown, you study the known. You get a feel for it. Now, with that being said, with Nipsey, with his contributions, when I look back in retrospect at his philosophy on a lot of things, I do think he was going to reach legendary status eventually. But while he was here, I didn't have a Tupac effect with him. Okay. Like when Tupac was on the screen or you saw Tupac somewhere, you just knew this was going to be a short-lived thing and he was going to be legendary. You know what I mean? Certain individuals, you just know. Eazy-E is a legend. He was, before he got into music, and the legacy he left in music with his stamp on what he did makes him a legend. Of course, Dr. Dre, legend. Certain things that we know are legends. Certain dudes are legend. Alpo's a legend.
Hood legend, yeah.
He's a Harlem hood legend.
Harlem hood legend, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, in context, I think when Nipsey passed and how they created the escape from him from this plateau to the next, like the stair steps were all there to maybe manufacture a legend in some people's mind.
I think that all happened this year. You get what I'm saying? So I think that nobody's really ready to have an honest, unemotional conversation about him.
Yes.
And it won't be for a long time before people start to realize, maybe not.
Right.
Or maybe. I don't know. But
it creates an emotional, stance from people, especially on the West Coast.
That's a fact.
So I want to be clear. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just simply saying, is that a term that we pass around lightly?
It is.
And
it is.
That's a legend.
Or a classic. Or
yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah.
And we kind of diminish those.
That's a fact.
Those titles when they used to mean something like so and so is a legend. Or somebody in the chat said Rakim is a legend. Absolutely, body of work, the whole 9 yards. We can go on who we classify as a legend, and then there are some people on the fence. It's no different than the Hall of Fame.
Right.
I didn't think Tracy McGrady had the numbers to get in the Hall of Fame. He had some legendary moments, 13 points in 60 seconds, this and that. But when I looked at his total body of work, he never made a championship. I'm not even sure he even made a conference finals.
I don't think so, yeah.
Right?
I don't think, yeah.
So he was one of them people who got in, so it's a conversation that is had.
Okay. And then, so another term we also throw around is the GOAT term.
Yes.
Greatest of all time. Jay-Z recently just celebrated his 50th birthday.
Clap that up. Let's drop the flex bomb on that. 50 years old for Jay-Z.
Yeah, he dropped his 50th birthday. So is Jay-Z the GOAT?
This is a question I had to ask you, and I wanted to pose it to because his numbers.
Okay, so here's the thing.
His numbers are crazy.
This is what I've always felt about Jay-Z. Okay?
Okay.
I still feel this way today. I don't feel like at any point in his history, he solely controlled hip-hop.
I'm not sure I agree with that, but let's hear your points.
Okay, when he first dropped, right? 96, Biggie.
Yes, but I thought, in retrospect, Reasonable Doubt was better than
No. We're not doing that.
Okay.
Biggie was there. Biggie was the guy.
Yes,
right?
yes.
After that, who was it? Who was it?
Maybe Nas.
Nas, right? After that, who was it?
Maybe the Wu-Tang Clan.
I would say DMX.
Oh, DMX, had a
run.
A run, yes.
Had a run.
Tremendous run, yeah.
Right? After that,
Eminem,
50 Cent.
At 50 Cent, Eminem had their runs, yeah.
After that, who was it? 07 that time, Wayne had it.
Yeah.
Wayne had it, right? Then after that, who had it? Who's had it since? Drake has had it this entire decade.
Yeah, Drake has had a decade.
He's had an entire decade.
Wow. Okay, but let me read some of these stats.
22 Grammys, 7 BET Awards, 7 VMA Awards, 100 million records sold, 13 solo albums, 14 number one projects.
So, and he's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire.
So with that being said, when we look at his total body of work,
right?
Not that he didn't have, he didn't have a 3-year dynasty run.
Okay.
Right? But his total body of work.
Oh, I miss Kanye as well.
Yeah, Kanye. You got to throw Kanye in there, absolutely. Philanthropy, his wife, his record sales, all of these things, when we look at it in its totality, can anybody put their body of work up along with longevity as he can? Because DMX fell off. Drake don't own his own work, you know what I mean, which is going to hinder him in the long run. Kanye is now,
he's doing a church, or Kanye is doing a church thing with Joel Osteen
at Yankee Stadium. Yeah. Side note.
What's wrong with this nigga?
I will be there, praising God.
Free World Boss. Thank you for the donation. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Kendrick. Yeah, see, it's a lot. He's never been the guy.
Okay, but put all of those guys' resume up next to his, he beats them all.
I'm saying, yeah.
Does he beat them all?
He does.
They don't have that many Grammys. They ain't got 100 million sold. They definitely not billionaires.
That's true.
Right? So when I'm saying the greatest of all time may not be, because I feel Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is, well, even though he had 6 titles, so I can't really use that as an argument. But what I was just trying to say is, in reference to Jay-Z's total body of work, coming from the projects.
Okay, I'm not.
All of these things.
My point remains: he's never been the guy.
So does that mean he's not the greatest?
I don't know. No, I'm just saying. I don't. You know, it's crazy because I love Jay-Z's music.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
Like I really do. But it's a lot of people who just like to gloss over a lot of just trash he's put out.
Well, nobody is perfect. You know what I mean? Jordan won 6 titles. He lost 13. Or, you know what I'm saying, didn't make the finals. So we understand nobody is perfect. But, again, when we talk greatest of all time, operative words being greatest, time. You know what I'm saying? And, so that means that you have to have been in this game a very long time.
So
sustain the level of excellence.
So is it just a benefit of longevity while we say
No, you can't just say that because
I'm asking a question.
No. The reason I say that is because it's not just longevity. He keep putting out at least a hit or two every album.
Magna Carta was garbage.
Yeah, that was garbage. That was the free album though. He gave away on Samsung.
Yeah, that was garbage.
Right. But he returned the 444 album.
Masterpiece. I love that album.
So that means even in his time of you know what I'm saying, a downtime, he was able to come back and prove it again. That's sort of like if LeBron wins a championship this year. That means even after being down, I can't win it every year, this and that. If he hoists up a championship for the Lakers, that's the third franchise he has elevated, you'd have to at least put him in the conversation as the GOAT. I know there's going to be people who say Mike and this and that, but you know, understanding, you know, all of them, and people are probably saying, damn, Jay, you don't ever cape for Jay-Z. This is nothing personal when I go at Jay, because my whole thing is not to put anybody on a pedestal. So when we go at you, it's going at you to remove that whole apostle shit that's, infecting our people, like to put these people on a pedestal. He's human, and he's made a lot of human mistakes.
So, because a lot of people talking about this in the chat, do you think Beyonce saved his career?
That has something to do with it, but you got to be smart enough to know when you got to ride somebody else's wave. Beyonce has a lot to do with that. You know what I'm saying? We spoke about the moves that Jay-Z has made along the way. He's caped with a lot of people.
He's a leech.
Right?
But it worked out for him.
Right? It started with Biggie.
Yeah.
Him and Biggie was supposed to...
So, remember, but him and Biggie was supposed to team up. No, was it him and Big L supposed to team up before that?
Yeah, him and Big L before that.
Yeah.
Right?
And then the Commission.
Then he got smooth and went out to the West Coast and started doing shit with Jermaine and UGK.
You mean went south?
Yeah, south to get into those markets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Then
R. Kelly.
Best of Both Worlds. Yeah. That was him riding that wave, getting into the R&B joint.
State Property.
He went into Philly, rode that wave. The Kanye Backpacker wave. He rode that. Then he got with Beyonce. There's a bunch of things he did. He manufactured the war with Nas to try to replicate what Tupac and Biggie had. And a lot of people didn't see that. I saw that. Because you can't say Biggie without saying Tupac, right? Those names are like peanut butter and jelly. He didn't have anybody that, from a historical perspective that you could, right? And now he picked on Nas when Nas was at his lowest point. Lost his moms, this and that. Nas got in his ass. Whole nother story. So Jay-Z has always found ways to renew himself. The 444 album is Nas' album every year.
I love that album.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
So understanding those things, he's a businessman, and he's I'm gonna say he's the GOAT.
Damn. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say he's the GOAT.
He might be.
Yes.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
I like that. That was great. Back and forth. Another debate. Not a debate, but another question I want to pose to you.
Okay.
You've been watching the Godfather of Harlem.
I've been watching The Godfather of Harlem, and that is some good TV.
Yeah, that is a great show.
That is some really good TV.
There are some inaccuracies in it, but...
Of course.
I like the show. The question was posed, who plays a better Malcolm X? The guy who plays it in The Godfather of Harlem or Denzel?
That was a great question. Somebody on my timeline on Facebook asked that question, and it started a very spirited debate. And before I answered, I had to really take into consideration a couple of things. And my answer was this. In a vacuum, if I give each one of them 3 hours to play the position, I thought Denzel captured more in a 3-hour time span.
Okay.
Yes? But... this young guy, forget his name. Somebody in the chat may know his name.
I'm going to look it up right now.
These 10 episodes, seeing this much of Malcolm X on the screen has first of all, I've never seen this much Malcolm. Malcolm having breakfast. Malcolm having lunch. Malcolm just chilling. Malcolm in the Hood with gangsters, Malcolm in the Hood in the mosque, Malcolm going with Elijah. So it has given me the most Malcolm I've seen, and I've got to say, he did his thing, and he's doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Aesthetically, he looks like Malcolm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His mannerisms are in tune with Malcolm. So I think it's really an unfair comparison, because if I got to see Denzel for 10 weeks really delve into this character, I think Denzel would probably win. But because Denzel in a 3-hour movie gave you a snapshot, and he didn't even play Malcolm through the whole movie. He played Malcolm Little. You know what I'm saying? He had to show you all of those aspects. This guy is just playing the most iconic figure. You know, I named you after. You know what I mean? So
his name is Nigel Thatch.
Nigel Thatch. Clap that up for him, man, because he is doing.
Drop a bomb.
Yeah, we'll drop a bomb. He's doing an amazing job. A real amazing job. So with that being said, I think it's unfair to technically compare. And then, you know, with Malcolm X, the movie came out 20 years ago.
True.
So this generation probably has no recollection.
I think that's all. I think the Malcolm X movie is on Netflix.
No, it's probably on Netflix, and it may get more views now. Yeah. But the way they're allowing his character to really develop. Now, we know it's not based on fact. You know, some of the things that they're doing is for cinematic purposes and creative purposes. But if you know Malcolm's history with Elijah Muhammad and all of that, and Bumpy Johnson, which, you know, obviously Spike Lee couldn't get into in the movie, you know, the Bumpy Johnson aspect, but they had a very fond relationship. And even on the day Malcolm was murdered, he took that hard because he wanted to make sure that he searched everybody. And Malcolm was like, I can't be seen, you know, with gangsters. You know, I got to kind of, even though, you know, you my peoples. And Malcolm didn't search anybody at the Audubon that night. And we know the rest is history. So, you know, that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, I thought that was a great debate as well.
That's a great piece of conversation to have. And, again, I think, you know, just...
Wait, somebody said he was the Malcolm X in Selma? Seriously? Oh, I didn't know that. I'm about to check.
Really? This guy was in Selma?
Yeah, because did you see Selma?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I don't know if that was him, but that was him.
You mean he played Malcolm X in Selma? Again, I'm not sure, but because the movie wasn't about Malcolm,
yeah.
You know, you saw him on the screen and you kind of, okay, this is like...
Oh, he was in Selma. Wow.
Well, goddamn, this is like Malcolm... You know, he's got a starring role in this movie.
Yeah, okay.
So he was in Selma?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, he was in Selma.
Shout out to the chat, too.
Shout out to the chat. They know their ish, boy.
Yeah, shout out.
Yep. So, yeah, I think that makes for great debate.
Did you watch The Irishman?
I watched The Irishman as well.
All 3 hours.
All 3 hours.
Wifey
20 minutes. Fell asleep twice.
That was a great movie.
She was like, yeah, this is a good... Yeah, 3.5 hours of a great classic cast.
I think that was like their last, all of them, like their last.
Yeah, that's probably the last time you're gonna see all of them together. And the budget was $140 million, I'm hearing.
Yeah, some one of the people I follow on YouTube tried to make the point that the first Godfather was $6 million, the second one was like $40 million, like, and then Casino was like $45 million, and he was saying that Netflix overpaid for this movie. So, and in my opinion, I said that wasn't fair. One, because you have to take into account inflation
and time. Yeah.
You have to take into account all of these Academy Award winners on the same screen at the same time.
At the same time,
and what their pay grade must be. The de-aging technology that they use on these characters.
Oh, yeah, the CGI and all that.
Yeah, like, come on. So it had to cost that much. But what I thought was interesting, this is my theory, because Disney Plus has all these, superhero movies, have all these, big properties that they own. And a lot of, I don't know if you noticed, a lot of classic directors are coming out speaking out against these Marvel movies, these superhero movies.
They're not,
so,
worthy.
And I don't know if you remember when Netflix started creating their own original content, a lot of people were saying that's not cinema because it's not
I remember.
going to the cinema. But for Martin Scorsese to do this movie with all these Academy Award winners, these big names, and put it out directly on Netflix, I think a lot of these big directors, as a way to get back at Disney, are going to lean more into Netflix and putting out more original content on Netflix with these big budgets and these big actors, and that's going to be their way to fight Disney.
And that may be the end of Hollywood as you know it.
Yeah.
Right? So we may be seeing the end of Hollywood as you know it based on, and that may be an advantage for us too.
Right.
Like now I can make a big budget movie or something that goes to Netflix, and I don't necessarily have to worry about getting it in 150 theaters. If I could just put something out that goes straight to Netflix and still do my numbers, you know what I mean, and still be recognized at the Academy as, you know what I mean,
right.
I think that's something to look forward to.
M. Sway said the actors are the cheapest. Those fools ain't worked in a while. If you're thinking Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, if they're working anything less than
25, 30 million a movie, absolutely not. That they have a built-in Hollywood pay rate. You know what I'm saying? So the only Oscar Academy Award winners who don't get paid the way they should are the black ones.
Black ones, yep. Jamie Foxx
and what's her
Monique.
name? Monique.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know, the girl who did the heavyset girl.
Who you talking about?
She didn't win an Oscar, but what's that movie?
From Precious?
Oh, Precious.
Did
she win? No, she didn't win.
Monique got one for that.
Oh, Monique got one for that.
Monique got one for that.
So those are the only ones who it doesn't equate, and that was Monique's whole fight. Like, listen, I'm an Academy Award winner now. Pay me as such. And, these are the things. But Hollywood as we know it, because the movie theater experience is overrated now.
I like it.
I mean, yeah, but, we get there to watch Queen and Slim, and there's one person at the counter. Now, granted, the movie starts in 10 minutes.
So that was y'all fault for being late.
No, we weren't late. We was 10 minutes because, remember, the damn coming attractions is 15 to 20 minutes. So we were there, and there's one person at the counter who don't know what they're doing. The other people come out, see that they don't know what they're doing, and they don't go and say, you know what, look at this line. Let me help. They just go back in the back and be like, handle it, and it creates frustration. It's sticky in the theater. I could do without.
You sound like a over 50-year-old.
Yeah, I could do without.
That's what that sounds like.
I can do. I would pay $25 for a first-run movie in my house on my 75-inch TV.
Respect.
Which I've tried to convince my wife I need the 219-inch TV called The Wall. It's an 8K TV.
What's wrong with you?
It's called The Wall. She said I can't have it.
Yeah. Thank you, T.
I can't have it. I'm trying to convince her 75 is too small. And she's like, no, it ain't happening. So, yeah, that's what that is. We're going to go to commercial break?
Definitely. We'll be back.
All right, let's pay a bill, and then we shall return.
Yo, Artie, can I holler at you for a minute?
Oh, shit.
Pop's tripping. He want me to ask you for the money for that shirt. You know I wouldn't even trip.
What shirt?
The one I sold you. The one I've been asking you about. The one you got on.
Oh, this shirt. I didn't know you wanted the money, homie. I thought it was free. Let me go get the money for you.
I mean, because it's this blog. Me and my dad do UrbanX.nyc. It's kind of like both ours. I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, cool. Cool. My UrbanX shirt, punk.
And we're back.
And we are back.
Back in effect.
In effect. Thank you for your continued support for what we do.
So, yeah, 2019 was a big year for us as a brand, as a channel, as a podcast.
Yes.
We did a lot.
We had some ups and downs.
That's a fact.
we quit the show.
We did quit the show. That was you.
For 3 months, right?
Yeah, and people did not like it.
People did not like it.
Yeah.
But that was a telltale that what we were doing was appreciated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it wasn't to be malicious or we all that. It's, you know, this is a grind.
This is a lot.
This is a lot, right? But the time off gave me reflection time. You know what I mean? And I was like, this is something that I feel proud of that we can put into the universe. Eli stopped his show.
Yeah.
Because he's 20. He just had a birthday.
He just had a
2
birthday.
days ago.
Yeah.
He just turned 20.
On National Disability Day.
On his birthday is on National Disability Day. You can't make this up.
Yeah.
You can't make that up. My wife turned 21 a week before that.
For the 21st time?
For the 21st time. You know, you never reveal that. So, in a 3-week span, Odyssey's birthday is 1 week. My wife's birthday is the next week.
Marcus's birthday the week before that.
The week before that is Marcus's birthday. So it's Marcus, Odyssey, my wife, and Eli. All, and so, you know, I never have any money during this time of the year. It's a terrible time.
Yeah.
But it's and then we came back.
Yes.
To the show.
We did.
Right? But prior to that, we launched a t-shirt company.
Yes, right out the crib.
Right out the crib. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? We said, you know, now we got a little audience. Let's find ways to, you know, do what we're wearing it, and you guys have been ordering, and it's been great. And then we came back, and we came back on the Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Because people kept hitting me up,
Yeah.
so I couldn't hold that one, so I let that one go.
Yeah.
And the Nipsey Hussle kicked off, and then we came back, and we've been back ever since. And, you know, continuing to build what we do.
And 2020 is about to be nasty.
And then
crazy.
And then you topped it off with a brand new book.
Feel me?
And you guys have been bear witnessing to it, seeing it all in real time.
Yeah, I've been watching us like grow and live like at the same, like in real time. Is dope.
And I think it gets no more authentic and organic than that.
Facts.
You see the mistakes we make. We turn on the show, it don't come on. We forget to hit buttons. It's, you know, there's nothing fake here. This is who we are. And I think, you know, it's important that we remain as true as possible.
So,
you know?
somebody asked Jock Patterson, are you guys going to talk about about COPA and what that means for YouTube? I think, my personal opinion.
About what?
The COPA, the new policies for YouTube and the videos and.
Oh, okay, got you.
I think, and this is my personal opinion, I think that we're going to start witnessing within the next year, 18 months, we're going to start witnessing a lot of people leave YouTube in droves.
Yes.
Because YouTube, what started off as, you know, a great way to get your message out, a great way to make money for a lot of people, a great way to build a community, is turning into a real dictatorship to where a lot of the creators have no real voice in anything they do at this point. YouTube can snatch your channel without giving an explanation. And they don't even have like a 1-800 YouTube number. Yeah.
They just snatch your joint and be like, write us, and if we get around to it. And that's what happens when you almost get larger than life itself.
Right.
To the point where now corporations are involved, and once, you know, these corporations are involved, they become the dictatorship on what's said, what's not said, and how you can deliver your message and the truth that you're willing to stand on. So we live in an age of information, and freedom of speech doesn't necessarily apply because this is a private corporation, right? And we acting like, well, it's freedom of speech. I can say what I want. Yeah, if you go outside, you can pretty much say what you want. But on these Facebook and these devices, you really can't. So you begin to see just how much freedom you don't have.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that becomes an issue. And you're going to see, I agree with Malcom, in Exodus, because things have run their course.
Yep.
I remember when YouTube was only 10 minutes. Like, you can only pull up a 10-minute piece, and, you know, there was no sponsorship involved, and then it expanded. And I told you, YouTube started from the Nipplegate.
Yeah, with Janet Jackson.
With Janet Jackson and the Nipplegate, when the news platforms wouldn't play it.
Yeah.
And you had to go online and try to find somebody who gave you the unedited version, and it led to what we now know as YouTube in a nutshell.
And then it always happens with these corporations, with anything, right? It's brand new, and then a lot of people start to make money really quick.
Right, like a .com thing.
Yeah, like .com bubble. Like a lot of people start to make money real quick, and then people come in like, whoa.
Right.
Let's slow this down. And then by the time, a lot of people catch on to it, it's kind of already over. And that's what I think we're seeing with YouTube. Because now if we upload a video, we have to notify YouTube that this is not a video for kids.
Right. We have to let them know it's not suitable for kids. And before you know that, it's going to be like, is this suitable for all races?
Right.
On all genders? Because that's how they started. They roll it out slow. So now it's just for kids.
And then say I put out a video and think, okay, well, I'm just talking about a book. You know what I'm saying? I didn't curse. I'm just talking about boom. And then somebody on YouTube, a human on YouTube, just goes, I don't think that was suitable. And then I broke a law.
Absolutely. And then anonymously, these people can flag you.
Yep.
Or, put you in a tough situation. So they're going to start with the children's stuff, which is safe for everybody. Then it's going to be, is it gender appropriate? Is it race appropriate? And it's going to continue to spiral out of control to where, and you're going to have fake freedom fighters up here living by the guidelines, but they telling you they're the most revolutionary people on the planet, but they living by the guidelines, and that's an oxymoron in itself.
Yeah, don't let that go over your head.
Don't let that go over your head. You know what I mean? So YouTube is on its last leg.
And we will let you know of our move.
Yes, absolutely.
Speaking of YouTube and how they censor it, so the URL Battle Rap League.
Yes.
They launched their app.
Oh, they have an app.
They have an app, right?
Where
battles will go on the app first. Like first they have the pay-per-view for the people who want.
Yeah, they want to pay for it.
But then battles will go up on the app first. Because a battle came up on YouTube, I was like, I didn't even know this was gonna happen. Like,
right.
I didn't hear no whispers. It just up.
Absolutely.
So and then somebody told me like, nah, I went up on the app first. That's why.
I think that's smart.
So yeah, you have to pay for the app, but the battle rap community is huge, and they have a lot of devoted.
It's a
fans.
worldwide. Yes, it really is. For those who are really heavy into battle rap, that's probably the best thing that can happen. Because one thing I hated was waiting 3 months.
Oh yeah, Smack used to take
3-4 months.
And
I'm like, dude, it shouldn't be that complicated to edit up a few, rhymes and get it onto the people. But I know they didn't want to devalue the pay-per-view event per se. But even HBO give you the fight one Saturday, and then the next Saturday it's free. You know what I mean? So, speed that up. So now the app.
So now they have a better way to get directly to their people.
Yes, directly to their people.
Their people. That's
uncensored.
Uncensored because, again, like YouTube, where a lot of their restrictions are demonetizing a lot of their battles because, you know how those battles
Somebody said, is it gender fluid?
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen
with Billy D.
He said he didn't
Coke 45.
He misunderstood what was asked to him.
No, I didn't really misunderstand. I drinking Coke 45, and after about 340 ounces of that, everybody's gender fluid. Yeah, he tried to clean it up afterwards. And I have to take him at his word, but he's an old time Hollywood dude.
Yeah.
And them dudes were doing some freaky deaky things in the 50s, 60s, and 70s in Hollywood. So I would not be surprised if he was a little gender fluid.
That's funny.
And then tried to backtrack and clean it up. So D Wade was
so he took a picture with his family and his son with the one that's gay, right?
Yeah.
He had a crop top on and had like tips on his nails.
Yeah. French tips.
French tips on his nails, and people went off, and you know how that goes. And my opinion on why D Wade can't really say anything about it.
Why can't he say anything about it?
Because I say he's too famous to have a problem with that.
Yes. Yeah. See, that's the price of fame.
That he's too famous.
You're too famous to just come out and say, bruh, I don't agree with it either. The little nigga acting funny. He can't say that. And like I said, I'm just curious to what that young boy's mother, who they have made her look crazy now, I think she has some secrets that she'd like to get rid of, or get loose on. But what does his mother feel about this? Like, is this a cry for his mother? Is this, just me doing an instant psychoanalysis on this? Yes. Is this something that he's crying out for help? I really don't know, but I mean,
wasn't Larry Johnson?
But Larry Johnson was in the Daily News. Yeah, and he said that this is D. Wade is making an Illuminati sacrifice of his child. And he basically said, they do this, like you give up a child or your child, and this may be D. Wade putting his child out there so that they can stay famous and, So, Larry Johnson has been saying a lot of things that may be considered off base.
Yeah.
But if you in tune, you know that what he's saying has some kind of validity to it. This guy spent 9 years in the league.
Yeah.
He knows some things.
Somebody said that URL app sucks. So,
it's probably the first rollout. I call that the beta rollout.
Yeah.
Give it some time to grow. When you bring out an app, like today we introduced some new equipment and we screwed it up. You
had to clap.
Yeah,
I hear the clap.
You hear that?
That don't sound right. That's not us.
That's not us.
That's not us at all.
Facts.
That's gross.
That is terrible. And then it just cuts off.
It just cuts off.
Like somebody closed the door. Like you open the door. Like, is this the room I'm supposed to be in? They talking about Jesus? Close the door. And I ain't supposed to be in that room.
Yeah.
So we're going to fix some things. And then we'll listen to the audio and see, we can tweak it and make it better. And that's not capping for the URL. I'm not a battle rap fan. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm going to get back to watching.
Oh, good for you. Yeah. Like you, you need that in your life.
Oh, damn it! God, damn it!
See,
my bad.
See, you're fucking up.
Damn it!
Huh?
Jeez.
Fucking up in real time. It gets no better than this.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, you remember the movie The Banker that was supposed to come out on Apple TV?
Yeah, the Banker movie. Yes.
So Apple shelved it. They said it's not coming out
because of.
So the protagonist in the movie, his son in real life, there was some molestation accusations that came out from his half sisters.
Okay, and that this had nothing to do with the movie per se.
But I think he's credited as a producer on the movie.
Okay, so
who's
now
accused.
Okay, so if we start that, then Woody Allen and
the rules are different for us.
Tom Hanks.
Yes.
And
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, he's into some.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah. I don't mean to bust your bubble and fuck your childhood up, but yeah, he's into some shit. They're all into some shit.
What?
Right? So, yeah, somebody threw Tom Hanks' name in there and said, "Don't forget about Tom was into this." And Tom recently defended Woody Allen.
I know. Did Scarlett Johansson? I know she did.
And Tom Hanks.
He did too. He did.
So So because these is black people, we held to a different standard.
Yeah, they shelved the whole movie. That's not.
And the movie in itself looked great. Terms
what's crazy?
The concept,
and the message. I'm like, oh, they're gonna put that out. That's kind of
right. That's kind of different. Now that's the kind of black movie that I want to see.
Yeah, right.
One of us who get creative and show how to use other people. You know what I'm saying, to mask what really goes on in misdirection. And so. Is it any way they're gonna just throw it on the street? Can I just pick it up in like
maybe, I don't know,
like in the garbage, like down at Netflix headquarters?
I don't know, cause and what's crazy? It's it'd be a lot of our movies that something could come out prior and they would just like destroy the whole. Remember Birth of a Nation?
Yes.
I mean that was the thing. Like that movie got trashed.
Yes. So something to think about. Let's get some questions.
Oh, yeah, we can take some questions.
Can we?
Yeah.
Or do we still have Because I never know what you got cooking over there.
Oh, we got a lot of stuff. The XFL, some news about their contracts came out.
Okay, let's get to that real quick.
So the XFL, if people don't know, that's Vince McMahon from the WWE. He's starting his own football league, and that starts in the spring. Actually, in February.
This spring. Yes.
The uniforms just came out. They look, generic. It's like 8 teams, and if you're familiar with the WWE and how their contracts work. They contracted as I don't know the actual. I know the term is right there, but basically they can't work anywhere else but there.
Oh, so it's an exclusive contract.
But they get the benefits of actually work, like the actual benefits of working for that company. You know what I'm saying?
So it's a slave contract.
Completely.
So now these guys, let's say you do good in the XFL, you can't just go to the NFL.
You can't go to NFL unless, I guess they have to like.
And they make some money out of it.
Yeah, I guess.
And buy your contract out.
Yeah, I guess they have to like the way their contracts work is ill.
Interesting.
If you try to quit, their lawyers are willing to go to court against you.
Wow.
So I don't know how much this is gonna last. I got like $20 bet against my friend that said this league will last.
I'll double that. I'll say it won't last.
For real?
That this league ain't gonna last.
Ah, damn it.
I'll put 20 on that. Yeah, I'll take some of that action.
Damn it.
I'll say this spring and one more spring. Because if the NFL can't benefit from it, then why is it there?
Yeah.
Like if we can't just say, okay, this guy looks good, and let's bring him up to our product, then the NFL is not going to show any support for that. And the NFL is a goddamn conglomerate.
Yeah. So like, is the NFL just going to be it forever?
Yeah.
That's
That's the way it goes.
insane.
Unless black people get together and start their own league. Isn't that the narrative?
Yeah.
Start your own league.
Jesus.
And that will take 100 years.
Yeah.
Right? To get everything in place.
Yeah.
Got to start somewhere.
And when things first start, like y'all were just talking about the URL thing. When things just start, they always mess.
Look, the WNBA was crying that they're not getting as much money as the NBA players. But fuck, anybody going to those games, and you're like a new league.
You know, because I heard they still haven't made a profit.
No, they
or like until like recently.
Dude, who do you see at those games? Shaved bald head chicks, young girls who are aspiring to dribble a ball.
That's not cool.
No, but I'm
that's
when I look into the audience, I don't see like diehard fans in there. Like, yeah, now don't get me wrong. Me and Eli was watching those games, and they are exciting.
They were exciting.
So don't misunderstand what I'm saying. These are some exciting games. However, when you look at the end of the day, you start a league for money or profit. They have not made a profit. And the girls are, side note, one of them girls killed another girl.
What?
Yeah, one of those I think she's a college player, and she wound up killing another girl. That's the side story. But what I'm trying to say is, nobody's going to those games. Nobody out there scalping those tickets. And then, I got these it's not happening. So you're seeing a very small community of girls and girl-like entities supporting this. And it's,
I heard some arena football leagues just ended as well because somebody asked about arena football is still a thing.
Arena football has their own audience in Canada and a lot of places, and it's like a different game.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're making any real money with that.
No way.
And I don't think it threatens the NBA's brand.
You mean NFL?
Yeah, the NFL's brand. So the NFL is all about their brand. You know what I mean? And if something threatens their brand, they will try to suck it up and make it a part of their shit, or they'll just wait you out until you can't survive no more.
Yeah.
And, then they'll create, to counter the XFL, they'll create a developmental league like the NBA and have these young players say,
that's what I thought.
I can go there.
That's what I thought it was going to be.
No. The XFL trying to counter and create their own thing. They got to start somewhere.
You don't counter it by trying to compete with the biggest organization. They own a day of the week. They own Sunday.
But tell that, I say that same shit to black people. When you're fighting wars against these big conglomerates, you have to have a strategy a little bit more than, fuck that, blah, blah. That's not going to cut it. Yeah. So the XFL is middle finger in the NFL, who owns a day of the week. They absolutely
They literally own a day of the week.
Not even Jesus owned that day. Okay?
People be in church looking at their watch like,
looking at, I got to get to this game. So, that's going to be...
How many times she going to pass out?
Exactly. God, come on, Auntie May. You know it better than to testify right around now. Yeah. So it's an ongoing thing. And, Cowboys are getting clapped.
They getting boom clapped.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban
So I saw a
X.
question in the chat just now. Somebody said, "What's the new wave for 2020?" I think business-wise, the new wave for 2020 is direct marketing.
Okay.
Like, you have to find your tribe and you have to feed your tribe. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think the days of kind of like paying for ads is really over.
Yes.
Because when's the last time you saw an ad that convinced you to buy something?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're out there.
Yeah, but think about that.
Yeah. Everything is going digital now. And again, I like that. Find your tribe. Find the people who support you and the people who you support.
Right. Facts.
You know, and you exchange. And and I think we're going to see some things in the election realm that's going to shock us.
Ooh.
All right? Because we're in the shock value stage now. So something along with Trump, maybe an impeachment, maybe something to satisfy the status quo per se. So look forward to that so that you can feel that America has shifted back to the people. That's very important that you have the optical illusion that this has shifted back to the people and a savior has come amongst you, in the form of the next president, and all order is restored. And meanwhile, the condition of black people will continue to remain the same. New life, you know what I mean? We're always looking to, expand on that so that we live forever. You know what I'm saying? And we stay invincible.
Facts.
Again, new business ventures growing.
Facts.
Our awareness of finances.
Facts.
Our awareness of spirituality. I think all of these things are in play. I think those who are fronting, that time is come and gone.
Yeah. I think a lot
of people fronting.
A lot of people,
in
man.
2020, when that vision is clear, it's gonna be like, you know what, fam? I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that shit.
Yeah, I think a lot of the behavior, the fraud behavior is gonna get really highlighted. This coming year.
Yes, and I believe the next phenomenon of social media, whether it's an app or something, will emerge. Just the way Facebook emerged, just the way Instagram emerged. There will be the dissatisfaction with YouTube will create something else, and you try to get on the cutting edge of that.
Somebody said, is it safe to say that Jay-Z's streaming company Tidal, however it's called, has failed?
I believe it has.
He sold it though. He sold
he sold at least half of it. I don't want to get into.
So that's a win for him.
It's maybe a win for him, but I do understand.
I think he overestimated again his stature in the culture.
Yeah. He took
said,
a stand.
I'm not putting my music on nowhere else but Tidal, so y'all gotta go get Tidal. And everybody was just like, whatever.
Yeah, we don't really like your music that much.
Whatever. Yeah.
And then a few artists got with him, but the artists who were down with Apple, who were getting big checks, it's hard for you to walk away. This is my lifestyle.
And then he even manipulated the beef between him and Meek, got Meek smoked.
Oh yeah, he definitely
because Drake was down with Apple Music. That was a whole.
And see, remember, we always speak about it's not Drake against Meek, it's Apple against Tidal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There's levels. There's Nike against N1. So the winner of the finals and the MVP is not just a win for that player, it's a win for that corporation.
Facts.
And I think on the surface what Jay-Z was trying to do, I get it.
Yeah.
You have to take a stand somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's own our own music. But remember, this was tried before with Suge and Jay Prince and them, who tried to own their own distribution, and they ran into some roadblocks there. But at some point, your money got to be long.
Yeah.
And his money is not long enough to fight Apple. He just put his own music on Spotify for his birthday.
Yeah.
So, he just, bailed out on that, and now it's on Spotify. But I do commend what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
Our problem is we don't buy black if we don't like you. So it's one thing to say buy black. Buy black should mean buy black whether I like you or not, because white people support white people and Jewish people support Jewish people whether they like them or not, because that's the importance of the circulation of the dollar.
So do you think that if black people own a business that they shouldn't, I guess, be like the front person, not have a white person in front of the store, but just like not, just have the business be.
What do you mean?
Just like McDonald's, like nobody thinks like. I don't think white people are thinking about the owner of McDonald's. Like, I don't like him. I'm not going to McDonald's.
No, but I'm talking about in those.
Oh, I don't like Tim Cook. I'm not buying from Apple.
Oh no, white people, they put their money where their mouth is, but it's easy for them to support their own because their own is everywhere.
Right.
So it's a little difficult for us.
I was trying to craft that question. I know what I want to say.
Yes.
It's just
you're a college graduate. Yes.
Don't do that.
You're an author of a book.
Don't do that.
Okay, and you having trouble.
Today was a long day.
Scrambling your.
Today was a long day.
Okay. But know what I mean. So what I mean by that is the economic aspect. This is another frontier with 2020. I think we have to show a little bit more of our power, right? So if you see a black business, we have to make it clear. Now, we want great service. Don't get me wrong, and a lot of things we have to catch up on, but we have to show the economic power that we have in this country. And we don't do that when everyone else, Chinese people support Chinese people. I've never seen, I don't even know how the Chinese restaurants get their food. I seen a car pull up one time and a dude get out, take a few crates out the goddamn back and take that into, they bring their noodles and that lo mein and shit. That ain't no big corporation. They, the Triad got that shit on smash. You know what I mean? Yeah. Jewish people, their money circulates in their community a very long time. And I'm just simply saying what Jay-Z was trying to do. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't sign up with Tidal because I had already had Apple.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm already getting a million songs. Jay-Z, I should have. But if I don't like you, and I like Jay-Z, but I'm just saying, our shit be more, if we don't like you, fuck you. Fuck your company, and we'll go spend with somebody else to piss you off, black people.
But okay, in Jay-Z's case, I think it's a little different because he's a rapper that raps about how much more he has than you.
Yeah.
And then it's just like,
and then he wants you to support him.
Yeah,
yes.
it's like, wait,
yes.
No.
But that's his. To me, he doesn't respect you.
Right, and
in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. I agree with you.
It was like one album I was listening to one time.
He made me feel extremely inferior.
I was just
I think it was
I think Blueprint 3.
Blueprint 3.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Everything was, I'm better than you. My girl is better than you. My kids are better than you. My art is better than you. I'm just better than you.
I was like, ugh.
But buy this album.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, that's torture.
Oh, side note, I did a podcast interview Tuesday with the Melanated Convos podcast.
Okay, Melanated Convos podcast.
Yeah, so shout out. Talked about my new book.
Yes,
coming out. It was a really dope conversation.
Okay.
The guy he runs a blog called the Melanated Fathers. Melanated Fathers.
Okay.
Right? That's correct. And it's about sharing that conversation because he's a father of 5, I believe.
Oh, nice.
And he talks about tips, and he does a YouTube channel on tips about being a black father and what that experience is like. Real dope. And he came across my book on blacknews.com.
Oh, dope.
And wanted to talk about it because on his site he does the exact same, in the same vein as we do. We like to highlight people in our community.
So we have an ally.
Yeah, we do.
Out there called Melanated Fathers Podcast.
Yeah, it's dope.
Shout them out. Let me hit him with the bomb. Since we are in a giving mood.
Oh, facts.
And, one of them kind of moods. In the mail today, I got my man Kenyatta Griggs' book, Culture Vultures. This is that joint with him and Dame Dash. Dropped it. And this is a hefty, colossal body of work. So I can see why Kenyatta was a little pissed when Dame decided to kind of apologize and backtrack. We'll talk about that at a later time. So I want to shout out Kenyatta.
He signed it for you?
He signed it for me at Hip Hop Motivation. He dropped that. And he also has like these kids animated books. My Barber Hands Stink. That's hilarious, but it's probably dealing with hygiene and how, young kids can. So let's big that up. Kenyatta Griggs. And lastly but not least, he dropped this CD, The Secret to Ballin'. It's a journey on how, to get your balling up. An audio book, Hidden Universal Principles of the natural law of the various strategies and methods, basically on how to get that bread. So shout out my comrade,
Facts.
Kenyatta Griggs. Yes, sir.
Somebody said, would Title have been successful if Dame was involved? Hell no.
Maybe.
No way.
Maybe.
No way.
I think Dame's business mind, we don't, because Jay-Z wanted becoming the billionaire, because he kind of assimilated into corporate structure enough.
Did you hear what Irv Gotti said about Dame?
No, what did he say?
He said that, because Irv Gotti does the show Tales on BET.
Okay, yes. He said he tried to get him to do that.
He tried to get him to do that, and then he was trying to basically short the episode
and make a movie out of it.
Take the rest of the movie and take the rest of the money and make a movie.
Yeah, well, okay. To Dame, in Dame's defense, these are trying times, and I think he's desperate in the sense that he's fallen from grace, and he may be hit up for money, a little bit more. And then here's the thing: when you're used to having, and now you don't have, you may find yourself in some precarious situations. And I don't think that, what I'm trying to say is, I don't think that negates what he did for Rockefeller.
I don't think so either.
And what he did for Jay-Z, to give Jay-Z the platform. Jay-Z had the talent. I think Dame Dash's upfront money, along with Biggs, and them thinking more corporate structure coming in, gave Jay-Z a snapshot of what it could be. I think Jay-Z then assimilated into corporate America enough where his album said one thing, but the way he did business said another thing. And you know what I mean? And as a result of that, Jay-Z may be the perfect example of somebody who understands when you need to be street and when you need to be corporate, and not be niggerish in the corporate realm and not be corporate in the street realm.
Can you see the deposition videos? Like,
yeah, the deposition. But again, you push a man, into a corner, he's liable to act. So I try to look at the whole picture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was uncomfortable watching that.
It was. Some of it is very uncomfortable watching.
God.
He looked like a man out of control.
Game album, have you heard? Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Yeah, Game's album was fire. We heard.
What you thought about the Clippers player who said black women are bulldogs?
Oh, yeah, I saw that piece and I thought Godfrey did the best piece on that.
He smoked him.
He smoked him enough where but that's again the sentiment of a lot of these athletes in particular.
Yeah.
Right? That they think black women are too hard to deal with and this and that, and they can get with a white woman. And the white woman is passive, but they don't know the white woman has a whole nother game plan. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not marrying into no project black. I never see them same white women in the projects looking around for niggas and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So we understand that that's a mindset in place. And a lot of them suffer from it, and a lot of them also be gay guys, and the white women accept that. Just throwing that out there as well. They like to go both ways, and black women are not having that. They are not. You know what I mean? So as a result of that, and when you hate yourself, as dark as he is, right? When you hate yourself and you think money separates you from your people, that's what happens. Any more questions in the chat?
I saw this on Daily News. An ex-cop said that NYPD used to have collar quotas. Obviously, we know about the quotas.
Yes.
And he said that they used to tell him no cuffs on soft targets. That's Jewish people, Asians, and white people. And that they used to be rewarded overtime for arresting black people and Hispanic people.
Oh, tell us something we don't know.
Yeah.
The sheer numbers alone say that. And this is built into our culture. So this is not news to us. This is built in to the culture.
Yeah.
And we understand when we walk the streets, it shouldn't have to be that way, but how we deal with all of that has to be different for our survival. And that's something that white people have no idea because they don't experience that, and it's not a part of their culture when they walk the streets. And I have a 26-year-old son, and when he leaves out, I have to, coach him. Look, when you get pulled over, I don't need you to be a hero. You know what I'm saying? I need you to make it to your next destination.
Yeah, crazy
and
enough,
play chess.
That was the first thing you said to me after I got my license.
Absolutely.
Which is a really sobering, scary thing. Like that had to be that even had to be said. Like
the fact that I have to go keep your hands where you can see them. This is not something where I need you to be proving your rights on the side of the road and to be some kind of hero.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So these are conversations that we have to have that other people don't have to have, and then they want to know why we act the way we do.
Somebody said, "How much of Godfather Harlem is true?" Well, I know for a fact that Chin, that daughter's storyline is not true.
Right. I know Malcom didn't say what he said on the show about chickens coming home to roost. We know that was done to create the friction with him and Elijah.
And if you know anything about the Italian mob, I don't think they were openly selling drugs like that. If they did, a lot of them were they
ran numbers.
They ran that was their thing.
They ran numbers.
That was their thing.
You know what I'm saying? Which was something that we know. So I don't think they openly ran drugs in black neighborhoods like that. But I'm pretty sure they had point men here and there. And so I'm pretty sure if I had to give a number, I'd say probably 60% of it is probably factual, and the other 40% is
for
creative.
The show. Yeah,
for the show.
Any other questions? When's Oba coming back? I think he said he'll be back.
Oba said December the new book will be available, and that he will come up to UrbanX. So it is December, yes.
It is December, yes.
Okay, so you know how it is when you probably at the printer, getting the pages lined up. So if not, then definitely at the turn of the year, you'll see Oba a little bit more.
Facts. And now with this new board, we can actually do radio interviews. Radio phone. We can call somebody.
Oh yeah, we can call people.
Yeah,
we're not taking calls.
We're not taking
We're not doing that.
Yeah, I don't think y'all understand how just frustrating it is when you ask for a question and somebody raises their hand and says a bunch of stuff that's not a question.
Right. But we will interview people that we want to interview that can't make it here.
That's a fact. Yeah.
We have this new device here that we can get clear phone calls in and no feedback. So that's going to be a good look. You know what I mean? So sometimes you can't travel, but we still want to bring people in from time to time.
Any more questions before we get up out of here? I think it's a good show.
Yeah, that's where the lottery came from. A black person started that lottery. I was listening to Blue Pill, who gave the black person's name, who actually started the actual lottery.
Oh, wow.
That became the lottery that we see now. Black person. And I'm going to give one ghetto Cosby story before we go.
Go ahead.
All right, since we haven't done that in a while. My mother ran numbers. My mother was a number runner, and for the Italian mob. And the best Christmas I ever had is when my mom's ran off with the bag. I don't know what happened. I just know she knew this was going to be her last time working there. I got a bike. I got a skateboard. Man, because in my hood, I grew up poor. So if I got one thing, that was some shit. Man, I had a bike, a skateboard, a G.I. Joe. I had everything. We had to keep looking out the window, hoping the mob wasn't going to show up and kill her and shit. But she ran off with the bag, and it was beautiful.
That's dope.
So that's my mob story, connected to that situation. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, so also, shout out to the people, because I actually mailed people 5 copies of my book. I mailed 5 copies out to people.
Okay.
But it was a catch to it.
What was the catch?
So a lot, like you said, like we said on this podcast and plenty of shows before, we mess up.
We do.
We mess up. So when we printed the first batch of these books, they were messed up. Really small mistake. Naked eye wouldn't catch it.
Oh no, I actually gave people the book and said, find the mistake.
And a lot of people couldn't find it.
And 90% of the people could not find the mistake.
Right?
But it was a mistake.
It was a mistake. The word forward, we spelled it forward like walking forward.
Yes.
Not the actual word forward.
Yes.
But in the actual book, it was spelled right. So that's why, like, you go through it, everything looks good.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that kind of just played a trick on our eyes.
Because we ran it through the whole process. You checked it out.
Right.
I proofread it.
Right.
Wifey proofread it. She designed it. We looked at it.
Yeah.
And we was like, this is a go. And as soon as the book came through the door, that video we show y'all of Malcom unboxing in the books, all of those books was tarantans.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean?
I sent the newsletter out for the people who have subscribed to the blog.
Yes.
Sent the newsletter out. No, I actually sent this to the book club.
Okay, the book club.
I own to the book club. And I said, if you want this book, it is a mistake, but it shouldn't go to waste.
Right, absolutely.
But everything in the book is correct.
Everything else is correct.
And 5 people got back to me, so I sent those out. So
yeah, so 5 people got some good quality work.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you buy a shirt and one of the stitches is off, and they put that off to the side. It's still a good shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
clearance rack. Yeah.
Yeah, you should do that again.
I should. You know what? I'm gonna do it again this week.
Do it again this week, and there'll be some people go like, "Yo."
I'm gonna send that. If you for the people who are listening right now, you can go to UrbanX.nyc.
UrbanX.nyc.
Subscribe to the blog.
Subscribe to the blog.
And I will send out a newsletter. If you respond back, you'll get it. You'll get your book.
Okay. And again, we make all kind of mistakes here,
and we let you be a part of them.
Yeah. You can be a part of that history.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What else we got, man?
I think that's it for the day.
Got any more questions?
Questions.
Police robot dogs. I ain't hear more.
And I haven't heard about that.
What else we got? Cowboys got killed.
M-Say said they couldn't read. Lots of laughs. Dude, let me tell you.
Fam.
It's so subtle on the eyes.
Yo, and you know what the crazy thing is?
Yep.
If for people, if I don't know, people who've written books, if you read the same thing,
right,
30 times, like the same thing,
right,
and
absolutely.
it all starts to look like
everything starts to look the same.
I wrote it, I went through it, sent it to the editor. Editor got it back to me. I had to go through it again, had to send it back and forth, and then
we couldn't blame nobody but ourselves.
Literally,
we couldn't go. Well, the editor should have known. We was going there like, "Dude, didn't you read it? I read it." And we let Marcus read it. We let a bunch of people say, "Yo, tell me what's wrong," and people are like, "I don't see nothing wrong." So it was one of the real subtle things that kind of caught us out there.
Yeah. And it's the same word, so phonetically you're reading it in your head like forward. Okay.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
But now we know. So you know what's crazy? You know what I'm gonna do? Because a lot of people are hitting me up asking me how to write a book, publish a book. I'm gonna do like an ebook.
That'd be dope.
On step by step.
That'd be dope. I'm
gonna document some of the mistakes we made.
Absolutely,
you know
that would be dope.
That's what I'm gonna do.
All right, so with that being said, I think this is it.
Yeah, so with that being said, go visit shopurbanx.com if you want one of these shirts.
Yes, please.
Go pre-order Urban Excellence, Unveiling Extraordinary Stories by Everyday People.
Please
on
do that.
Amazon. If you like I said, if you pre-order, screenshot the receipt, send it to UrbanX.nyc@gmail.com, and I will send you the code for your free shirt, which is on the website. You can go check that out right now, UrbanX.nyc. What else we got? Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Don't forget to hit us with a 5-star rating on the podcast.
Yes.
On Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher.
Yes.
TuneIn Radio.
Yes.
All that good stuff.
And we're gonna close out with our intro. Yes.
Yeah, because we messed that up.
That was terrible. So let's close out with the intro, and we'll see you again next week.
Peace.
Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that Urban X where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, or they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't
residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't tryna go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood and that's a covenant.